This is a response video to Veritas 48 regarding his 5 questions for atheists. And I'm going to be talking at a slower pace because I noticed that when I start talking quickly, I become almost incoherent to other people. It's just like I'm saying words, and I understand that, so I'm going to try and slow it down a bit. And the same thing will probably still happen, but maybe to a lesser degree. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that in your video you said that you weren't going to really make responses to any of the answers. And I don't want you to feel like you can't make a response because you said that. I'd be more than welcome that you respond to me in any sort of way you feel, any video response or any textual response, whatever. Got this coat today. I think it's really snazzy. I was thinking that might be my thing. I'll just wear my coat in all my videos. It's extremely hot though. So anyways, on to the questions. 1. Why is there something rather than nothing? The simple answer to this is I don't know. And we seem to have this cultural or societal taboo that ignorance is wrong. That if you don't know, then something's wrong with you. And that it's almost better to just pretend you know than to actually admit that you have no idea. And that's very strange, because then we sort of put ourselves in these little boxes of thinking, and we completely limit ourselves, we completely cut ourselves off. And I find a lot of atheists here on YouTube and on Stickum are doing that. You're putting yourselves in little tiny intellectual thought boxes of stupidity, and then calling people who are ignorant stupid, which I think is a little hilarious. But so that's the simple answer to that question, is that I don't know. But there is a more complex answer, and that's an idea I've been developing over the past 2 weeks or so. And I won't go into a great detail about it, but I will sort of give you a general overview or outline. And it has to do with the problem of the concept of nothing, which I think is a logically incoherent concept. It's basically meaningless. It's a very poetic word, but it's a very poetic idea, but it's not a technical one. It can't be used in a technical way because of the very nature of what it is, or is not, depending on how you want to look at that. And from there I sort of go into this, or my thinking sort of gets a little different, whereas instead of nothing being the opposite of something, it's non-actuality is the opposite of something. So you have a sort of sea of infinite possibilities, whereas where in our universe is one of those possibilities, and the things that aren't in our universe are not nothing. It's a non-actuality of a possibility, and that's as far as I'm going to go with that, because as you can probably already tell, it is a little complex of an idea, but it's not fleshed out at all. It was sort of just a fleeting thought when I was driving home, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that for now. How we doing for time? Alright, not very well. Question 2. What evidence, if any, do you find most persuasive regarding theism? I think the most persuasive evidence for theism would probably be Well, evidence. I don't like the word evidence. I'll say what argument. Replacing evidence with argument. And if that's not the question you want answered, then I don't care. I'm answering it anyways. So what argument do you find most persuasive regarding theism? And that would be some sort of ontological argument, probably. The thing with the teleological and cosmological arguments is that they often sort of work themselves up to a point, and they corner you in sort of an awkward situation of thinking, where you get to that phase where it's I don't know, and then they leap to an assumption of God, and I don't really follow that. 3. How do you reconcile your atheism with any ultimate meaning in life? Well, a question to respond to that question with would be, why does there need to be any ultimate meaning to life? Why can't this just be random, useless happening? And that we're sort of just floating through it purposelessly. Of course, that's a little depressing, and not an idea I particularly subscribe myself to. So I'm going to sort of answer more in the tone of the question, in that there is some sort of ultimate meaning, or some meaning or purpose in life, ultimate or not. And that would be, or I'd have to ask, why does there need to be a God for any sort of ultimate meaning? I don't make that connection or that leap. I'm not really sure how else I can respond to that, other than saying, well, theist often says, well, their meaning is to serve God or whatever, have faith, get to heaven, and then they get to heaven and they're rewarded for all the morally good things they did, and that's sort of the ultimate end of their existence. From then on out, they're just infinitely and timelessly rewarded. Which seems sort of dry to me. It's sort of like a book where you finish it and then you flip the last page back and forth, seeing if anyone had torn out pages and you were missing part of the story. It feels somewhat inconclusive. It's sort of like, and then what? You win? I don't know. Okay, just a minute and a bit left. So 4, were you raised in a religious environment? That'll be a quick question to answer. It's sort of, basically it's no. I mean, looking back, because it was Christmas recently, and I was sort of looking back and reflecting on my past, and I noticed that there are a lot more religious things in there than I thought. I mean, there's Christian youth groups that I used to go to. That was mostly because it was fun, not particularly because it was Christian, although we did pray and stuff like that. And I actually have a story about that, but I'll do that another time. And then all the school plays that were religiously based. I have about 20 seconds left. So 5, what is the end-all goal of atheism, activism on YouTube? I don't know, because I'm not that much like other atheists on YouTube, and this is going to cut out in a bit. But I understand that a lot of them feel that they are oppressed in some way. And it does go over. Oh wait, what am I doing? Oh, I still have a bit. For some reason I think it ended at 560. It ends at 600, so I have 30 seconds left. Okay. So the end goal for some atheists would be to eradicate theism at all costs. I'm not as anti-theistic as that. And I believe that's all of the questions. I'll use these remaining 10 seconds to drink water. Water out of my plastic wine glass, because I'm very classy.